Drink too much and you'll get the runs. Drink too little and you won't get enough nutrients. Should we really be drinking milk, the so-called national superfood, just because a TV ad once said drinking milk helps you grow taller? Teenage parents have been buying milk blindly for their kids for nearly 30 years. But is everything labeled as milk on the packaging actually real milk? What's the difference between pure milk, high calcium milk, and formulated milk? Just a few days ago, the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Affairs dropped some new rules starting September 16th. All oat pure milk labeled as sterilized milk must be made from 100 raw milk. Reconstituted milk made from milk powder is now strictly banned. This affects some of the brands you drink every single day. From cheap to yuan bags to expensive boxes costing dozens of yuan. That carton in your hand actually the real deal? Or just a milk-flavored beverage? Hi everyone, I'm Kanchai. Today, let's put milk in the spotlight. First of all, what kind of product can actually be called milk? I checked the data. Actually, 87 of milk is just water. Only the remaining 30 is the real deal. That includes 3.5 high-quality protein, 3.7 fat, 4.9 lactose, and 0.7 minerals. So every sip is not only smooth, but also provides 8 essential amino acids, calcium, phosphorus, potassium, and other trace elements. It's a natural nutrition pack, perfect for children, the elderly, and the infirm to nourish their bodies. In many milk commercials, you see scenes of workers milking cows. The raw milk looks white and steaming, totally natural and unprocessed. Doesn't it just look incredibly nutritious? And many parents are also very curious. Is there a way to source fresh raw milk for drinking? Maybe the nutrients are better preserved that way. But in reality, freshly squeezed raw milk contains various bacteria, such as Salmonella and Staphylococcus aureus. Drinking it raw can easily cause stomach upset, so it must be sterilized before being sold. The milk products currently on the market mainly fall into two categories: pasteurized milk and oat milk. Both are made from raw milk, but due to different sterilization methods, their prices vary significantly. The first type uses pasteurization, heating the milk in 70 to 85 degrees C water for 15 minutes. It gently kills most pathogenic bacteria while retaining delicate nutrients like active enzymes and immunoglobulins. However, note that pasteurized milk usually has a shelf life of only 7 days and must be kept in a cold chain at all times. Those elegantly packaged milk products in supermarket chillers are exactly this, which is why they are more expensive. Then there's ultra-high temperature oat milk, commonly known as room temperature milk. The sterilization is intense. It's heated at 135 degrees C for 4 seconds, wiping out all bacteria instantly. Finally, it's packed into Tetra Pak pillows and shipped to retailers. As long as this milk is properly sealed, it lasts 6 months at room temperature without taking up fridge space, and it's cheaper. The downside is that B vitamins and active substances are mostly lost. However, the core nutrients like protein, calcium are not much different from pasteurized milk. The extra active substances in pasteurized milk can be replaced by eating a fresh egg. So if you want freshness and can afford it, go for pasteurized. If you want convenience and value, choose. Either way is perfectly fine. In any case, regardless, essentially both pasteurized milk and oat milk meet the definition of milk. But besides these two types, supermarkets are full of products labeled as milk or dairy. So why does the national standard classify them as something else? Let's clarify the definition of milk once more. Many products explicitly labeled as sterilized milk or pure milk are considered real milk. The ingredient list must only contain raw milk and nothing else. As for the once common reconstituted milk, as the name suggests, it's made by rehydrating milk powder or concentrated dairy with water. It's cheaper than raw milk and looks almost identical to IT. However, due to these 2 rounds of processing, drying, and rehydration, the nutritional value decreases and the flavor is compromised. The new regulation was issued primarily to target this. From now on, milk powder mixed with water no longer falls under the category of milk. Then there's formulated milk and milk-based beverages, which are even further removed from pure milk. As for formulated milk, it's made with at least 80 raw or reconstituted milk plus sugar, cereal, flavorings, and other additives to create a beverage. For instance, high calcium milk, walnut milk, and wanzai milk all belong to the category of formulated milk. Milk-based beverages have even less milk content. Water and sugar are the main ingredients. Take probiotic drinks and flavored milk drinks, for example. Their protein content is pitifully low. Keep in mind, for pure milk to meet the national standard, the protein content must be at least 2.9. When you're at the supermarket buying milk for your kids, I suggest checking the nutrition label if the protein is lower than that. It's definitely not real milk. Having discussed all this, I'd like to debunk a few long-standing myths about milk. First, there's the claim pushed by some elders that most Chinese people shouldn't drink milk because 80% of Chinese are lactose intolerant. While the premise is correct, lactose intolerance doesn't mean you have to avoid milk entirely. We Asians can still enjoy the nutritional benefits of milk. Just look at our neighbors in Japan and South Korea to see how much their average height has increased increased over the past 30 years. Studies show that the vast majority of people with lactose malabsorption can still tolerate about 12 g of lactose. You can drink it in small, frequent portions. For instance, start with 100 ml at a time and gradually increase the amount. Or choose low lactose milk, pre-treated with lactase enzymes. This will significantly improve the digestive response for many. Remember, it's not just China or Asia. 68% of adults worldwide are actually lactose intolerant, yet you don't see Westerners giving up milk. Another myth is don't drink milk on an empty stomach, it causes stones, and isn't absorbed, making it a waste of nutrition. This is also total nonsense. The protein, calcium and lactose in milk are absorbed just fine on an empty stomach. Feeling bloated, that's usually due to a sensitive gut. Pairing milk with bread or buns can delay gastric emptying, making it easier on your stomach. And of course, the legend that drinking milk can whiten your skin actually has no scientific basis. Skin tone mainly depends on genetics and sun protection. Vitamin A and whey protein in milk are indeed good for the skin, but 90% of what you drink is eventually excreted. How's it going to end up on your face? Using milk as a face mask or even for a bath, you'd be better off just using basic moisturizer like the Bao. One last thing, the claim that imported milk is superior to domestic milk. While there used to be some truth to it, is now a thing of the past. In 2024, China's total milk production reached 40.79 million tons. The protein content of raw milk is 3.2, which is even higher than the UU standard of 3.0. The total colony count CFU is kept at 50.0 or less per milliliter, which is significantly lower than the UU standard of 100 CFU. In fact, due to the long transport time, imported milk often ends up tasting quite bland. With that said, the next time you go to the supermarket to buy milk for your kids, you should know exactly what to look for and how to choose. Looking at the bigger picture, these new regulations from the Ministry of Agriculture are not the end point of cleaning up the chaos in the dairy industry. However, they mark the beginning of consumer awakening. After all, what we want our children to drink is definitely not some milk-flavored beverage, but something that helps them grow tall and provides real nutrition for strong bones. Only when consumers learn to read the ingredient list will companies stop trying to fool us. Only then will what Chinese children drink be genuine milk instead of technology and heavy-duty additives.